We have so many stories in our lives, but our stories are not always heard. On the Hear My True Story podcast, we tell our own true stories.
Before the white car parked, our head teacher had scattered. Looking at him, I could only see his tie that was flying backwards, waving at us, and he disappeared in thin air.
I want to share my life story. I want to share my voice with the people because I know that just a small joke I can tell through this podcast, it will make someone smile.
When you ask me what I fear most in life, I would definitely respond to you and say it's fear itself.
We are fighting for togetherness. We are fighting for equal rights. We are fighting to end injustice.
You don't have to be a storyteller or writer because, guess what? Life writes the best stories.
Hear my true story.
This story is about traveling in German trains, told by Otako, and I hope you enjoy the story. This is so funny. I just remembered this personal true story. Some years back, it was in 2017, I visited the parents of my wife. By then, she was my fiancée. We were not yet married. I was so happy and excited. You see, the parents of my wife stay in a very small village in Bayern, Germany. The village is called Salz. And this explains why the trains that we used to travel to this village were very small. It was very small, like the bus. We entered the train. It was very clean, not crowded, and the people in the train were really nice. Then I imagined this village must have so nice people living there. Then I asked my wife, where can I find a toilet on this train? She showed me where to find it. I found the toilet. However, I could not open the door because I didn't see any lock to pull or push the door. I went back to her and told her, please, I cannot open the door. She told me, Otako, relax. You will see a button. When it is green, it means it is free. And if it is red, it means it is occupied. I went back and it was green. I pressed the button and it opened very slow. Wow! This small train had the biggest toilet compared to the big trains I've ever seen in Germany. You see, Germany has all kinds of trains, but the big trains, the EC, the ECA, they have smaller toilets. But this particular small train, it had the biggest toilet. I entered the toilet, pressed the button, and it closed very slow, just like it would to all automatic doors. You see, I like going to the toilet with my phone so that I'm relaxed on the toilet, enjoying my business as I'm Facebooking, Instagramming, and everything that I want to see on the phone. So relaxed on the toilet, from nowhere, I see the door opening really very slow. And then I see this woman. She looked at me. I looked at her. And then she said, oh, I am sorry. I'm really sorry. I told her, please close the door. She pressed the button, but the door could not close. She tried to close the door manually, but the door could not close. I wanted personally to stand up and close the door, but my pants were already down. The door opened widely, and everyone seated opposite that toilet saw me enjoying my business. I tried to hide my face, look down, look the other side, but everyone was seeing me on the toilet. Imagine that picture. Then the door started to close very slow. Until the entire process, people are looking at me, and then the door closed. Can you imagine? When I was leaving the toilet, trying to make myself invisible, I noticed a very small lock. Why would they put a big button to open and a very small lock to lock the toilet? So my friends, please remember when you are in trains in German to pay attention to details. Even when there are big buttons around, there could be something small that could save you from the toilet embarrassment like me. Thank you so much for listening to my story.
Thank you for listening to our podcast, Music by Edwin Matovo, hosted and produced by Otako. Subscribe to our podcast for more stories and visit us on our website, hearmytruestory.com, for more stories. All the links are listed in the show notes of this podcast.